Hello and good day to everyone. My name is Ettienne, and my presentation today will cover the cause and effect question based on the implications of the failure to minimize climate change for the Caribbean region. As per the Environmental Protection Agency, climate change can be defined as a significant change in global or regional climate patterns, inclusive of temperature, precipitation, wind patterns, and any appropriate measurable changes that is evident over the span of several decades. My thesis statement is the failure to minimize the effects of climate change within the Caribbean results in the reduction of tourism revenue, the increased prevalence of vector-borne diseases, and an increased frequency and intensity of storms. For the purpose of this presentation, focus will be placed on the reduction in tourism revenue. One consequence resulting from the failure to reduce effects of climate change is a decrease in the revenue from tourism. With a change in climate, the sea surface temperatures tend to increase and heat stresses are introduced to the population, inclusive of tourists themselves, in addition to the corals that they visit. These tourists are introduced to a climate that their bodies are unfamiliar with, and these rising temperatures increase their chances of suffering from heat strokes, which can discourage visitation if proper measures, such as cooling systems, are not implemented. Additionally, the Caribbean is renowned for its flora and fauna, exemplified by coral reefs which serve as a tourist attraction. But the failure to implement strict fines and penalties on individuals or companies that contribute to this through pollution would only serve to deteriorate environmental conditions. This leaves organisms such as corals exposed to thermal stresses, which can then lead to bleaching and subsequent mortality. This then leads to a decrease in the aesthetics of the coral reefs and a decrease in tourists visiting the region, as the deteriorated condition of the environment is no longer appealing. This translates into a significant decrease in revenue, which negatively impacts the region economically, as many individual economies depend on tourism revenue. So, in conclusion, the effect of a failure to address climate change was discussed using the example of decreased tourism revenue, with the two other effects being the prevalence of vector-borne diseases and the increase in frequency and intensity of storms. And while not exhaustive, these effects highlight the repercussions that may ensue if appropriate measures are not taken. Thank you for your time, and I now open the floor to any questions that may follow.